Let's see, let's get this straight. There we go. Hey guys, welcome to the May Painting Challenge Day 3. You're about to witness my entire hobbying. It is now 9-ish tonight on May the 3rd. And again, the boys were home all day. The little boy doesn't nap anymore, and so all my hobby time is going to consist of what I can snatch after they go to sleep. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the head of the eagle. We may end up painting a little bit of the base too. We may do that because the stonework is going to be really easy on the base. So let's see. We'll put the base coat in under the griffin's head. I am no Duncan, but I do like to use these palettes. Let's see, a little bit of art harder. Oops, and I forgot my acrylic thinner. Stuff's fairly cheap, about $7.50, and it's taken me a year, 2 years to go through one bottle. So that's partially from the speed I paint as well. But I like it. It does, you can use water and get away with using just water, but for me, the way it paints, the way it thins the paint, it keeps the pigment suspended uniformly, whereas the water doesn't always do so. And I find that if I use just a little bit of that, and then also use, like this is a little bit of distilled water, or maybe just filtered water, I can't remember, that it keeps the pigments separated evenly, and I don't have to stir up the paint as much. This is my mixing brush. It's one of those cheap testers, nylon bristles that if you're 8 you can paint with. Once you try to actually paint, you realize that it's not so magnificent. So finally figured I will try to paint this in kind of a bald eagle pattern for the head. And then, oh, I didn't clean this brush at all last time I used it. Keep your brushes well, boys. Boy, the brush police will come after me. Oh well. We're going to put a base coat of Deneb stone on the old noggin here. I kind of done that earlier, and then I washed it. I'd done that more as a dry brushing, excuse me, and then I washed it and it darkened it all down. So now I'm going back over this. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it this thick, not at all, but I'm going to give it a nice bald eagle head because, you know, America. You know, and bald eagles are cool, and you know, I was in Scouts. One of my patrols that I was in was the Screaming Eagles, and ended up drawing the banner on leather for my patrol, which I thought was kind of like, meh, it's okay, and it wasn't the greatest artwork, but the other guys in the patrol thought it was okay, so we used it for a couple of years. I have no idea where that ended up. Used to be in Troop 4 in Piney Flats, Tennessee. And I'm an Eagle Scout, so, you know, Eagles. Yeah, I'm going to do a Deneb stone, and then I'll probably dry brush white over this. Actually, I'll probably wash it and then dry brush. Well, you know, the dry brushing to me looks a little messy. So I may, instead of dry brushing, I may come in and pick out the edges of the I was going to say leaves, but I mean feathers. Pick out the edges of the feathers with white to make it look kind of dirty underneath. Dirty south, and white on the edge of the pinions. Don't stick your finger in your paint, Daniel. But thanks to all the shout outs from yesterday. A lot of people were encouraging when I didn't get any hobby done because, you know, I was busy being a dad, which is, as I recall, my initial and main profession is I must be a father. Let's see if we can move this to a spot where I can squish it down in the wax a little better. Nope. Nope. Okay. But we went out to the botanical gardens, and the boys absolutely loved it because they had water fountains. These big fountains, like pool fountains that you will see at hotels and stuff like that, that were in the center of their garden. And the boys thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And all these rare and exotic type plants that you can only rarely see in specialty gardens. They were like, me, you know, like the orchids I used as the picture. I took a lot of pictures. Well, not a lot. I took several pictures of the flowers, but mostly I was trying to keep the boys from. There was also a sculpture art exhibit going on there from artists from Zimbabwe, which if we would have had a spare $7,000, we could have bought us a nice stone sculpture. But, you know. But I was pretty sure that if I didn't watch them, they would help us buy a $7,000 stone sculpture by tumbling it off its plinth. Which, you know, that's the second time I've gotten to use plinth in a video, the word plinth in a video, and not over the same subject. So, haha. Vocabulary exercises. But, yeah, we didn't need a $7,000 granite statue that was broken in half by two children, which you wouldn't think that a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old could break a statue, unless you have a 4-year-old and then a 2-year-old, and then you know that even the hardest adamant, they would be able to crack open a Silmaril if you let them at it for long enough. But, yeah, if you don't have kids yet, make sure you get everything else done in your life that you want to do before you have them, and then do have them if you want them. Because they're fun, and they do get to pass your genes on into the future. And so someday, sometime, one of your descendants may be making 3D virtual videos of modeling because you reproduced. You never know. You never know. But I digress. Thanks again to the Didomedef, I guess is how you say your name. Thanks for the encouragement. Justin, you've always been good at encouraging and keeping me on track. Jam Jar, Joshua Duran, Gregory, and Tori, all of you, thank you very much for encouraging words. To keep me painting away. So yeah, I've got the head painted. Now I'm going to go to the underwing. I could do this with the airbrush, but for me the foundation paints just do not go through my airbrush very well, and it could very well be user error. I will quickly confess that. But and so I just have given up trying to get that done that way. And plus this gives me a little bit, as much as I love the airbrush, it still kind of feels like cheating. Because it's like, okay, I need to paint this whole surface, and 30 seconds later we're done. Wow. Yeah, the only thing that's harder to do with an airbrush than with the other methods is priming. And that's because rattle can primer will cover really quick. Like this, I got this one all primed in about the same time, well, much less time than Nagash, because Nagash had to do all the pieces. And looking at it, I'm really going to have to go back over parts of it with primer and get that all done before, once I get good old King Leon. Now I've got Elton John run through my head. They called him Leon. Except I think that's Levon. Is it Levon? Yeah, I think it is. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've heard that one. Anyway, can you see? I'm not really trying to fill in all the deep pockets here, because the wash that I have under here will actually help give depth to this hybrid animal of mythological fame. Been following some of the projects. I haven't got to watch as much as I would like of everybody's projects. I did get to watch Justin's video today of his 7 Samurai, which if you haven't ever seen that movie, oh, you got to watch that one. Akira Kurosawa is an amazing director. If you've seen, what is it? Oh shoot, I can't remember the Western knockoff version of it, and I ought to be able to. And somebody will be able to post that in the comments, I am sure. But Kurosawa, the first time I had to watch, well, I didn't have to watch. First time I watched any of his movies was in college. There was a guy teaching Asian film history or something at my undergrad, and one of the Barry channels, my undergrad TV channels, showed Ron by him all day actually all weekend, one weekend. And I tuned in halfway through, and I was like, holy crap, this is a really good movie. So I decided I would catch it on the upswing, and through about 4 or 5 different tries, I managed to watch the whole movie in piecemeal. And it was just an amazing movie. Definitely not uplifting. It's based off of Shakespeare's Macbeth, I think, which is not a happy play. Here we go. Do the other wing. Let's start down here. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling here. How long? 12 minutes already. Holy crap. We'll get this wing done, and then I'll let you guys go do whatever it is you're doing tonight. Didn't get to watch the big boxing match last night, which I hear from, depending on who you were pulling for, it was totally worth the money or then totally not worth the money. Which, I'm not a big pay-per-view guy. Some of the guys in who practice Aikido with me love to pay for the MMA fights, especially watching the really good armbar lady, Ronda Rousey, because we work with the short armbar a lot in class because it's a very effective immobilizer, and once you get it, you can really break somebody's arm. And so we practice getting out of situations and getting somebody into an armbar, which is not traditional Aikido, I know, but again, my instructor is an ex-policeman, and he knows that while traditional Aikido is wonderful, and he used it a lot in his profession as a police officer before teaching Aikido. He also knows you'll get into situations where you won't be able to use your traditional Aikido, or you may get off balance, and some things are better if you're caught unawares to use. Like we use a lot of striking as well. Just to be prepared. The old Boy Scouts poking through again. But yeah, they love to watch Ronda Rousey fight, and that is a woman who probably weighs about 100 pounds less than I do. I have no idea what her weight class is, but could totally tear me a new one. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of weight advantage I have on her, and I know that physically I'm probably stronger than she is in some ways, but no, she's just going to whip me, because she has technique and ability that outpace mine. In fact, the only person I have ever seen that came close to matching her skill level was another, well, I'll have to paint over those, another Olympic level judo master. There was the judo Olympic fights that she was in, and lasted several minutes against Miss Rousey. So hats off to her. Don't come hit me, please. But anyway, I'm hoping I can get to watch some more videos for people. may just have to pick a person and catch myself up on them, and then go pick a new person the next day and catch up, and keep that cycle going until I have watched as many as I can. Because I think there's 92 people in the group now. I mean, and some people may just be watching, some people may just be observing, but you're not going to be able to catch everybody on that. You're not going to be able to watch even if only 2/3 of everybody is posting videos. That's 60 odd videos a day, and some of them will be 1 and 2 minute videos, and some of them will be old lonely nerds like me who just talk and talk and talk. I wouldn't say lonely. More, I want to talk to grown-ups instead of a 4-year-old who wants to talk to me about Thomas the Train. Or if we can get the mower out and run around in the yard with it, which the answer is no. Throw fits and cry. C'est la vie, c'est la guerre. There we go. Well, alrighty. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm going to start posting this video. Then I'm going to keep painting. Depending on how much longer I paint, I may post a progress shot here in a little bit. Anyway, have a good one.